Everything
And
is awesome.
oh shoot. Whatever. What a great way to start this episode by highlighting the new expansion pack that has been released for Forza Horizon 4, the Lego Champions. Wait, was it again? Speed Champions?
Lego Speed Champions.
Yes. And joining me as always is Mr. Hibino86.
Yes, hello.
And what have you brought out to Drift with today?
This is a Ferrari 599 GTO or whatever. That has a replica paint job of Federico Scherifo's Formula Drift um, Ferrari. So yeah, I thought it would be kind of fitting since that will be one of our topics today.
Mm-hmm.
Not his car, just FD in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I originally tried to go with Von Ginn's card, but for some reason it's down on power, and even after making some adjustments, it still felt underpowered. So, especially with the track that we're about to do, so I decided to go with the Viper, and yeah, has the power, has the speed, has the looks, has the tenacity to be able to conquer any course, no matter the bank, no matter the angle. This Dodge Viper's V10 has what it takes to just handle it all. And so
Right,
let's
right, right.
let's get started with this track layout that we like
All right.
so far.
I'm gonna.
Which actually, what's interesting about one of the interesting things about the Lego expansion pack is that there is a basically dedicated actual racetrack in it. And no, you've been with the Forza series, Horizon series a lot longer than I have. Has there been an
Yeah.
expansion that has featured or included some sort of a track layout like this?
No, never. This is the first time we have an actual track. Yes, we've had the drag strips and things like that, but not an actual track. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the layout that we've been drifting on. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
go
show
ahead.
you
I'm
the
on drum
full
mode.
track. All right, so I like to throw it in pretty hard over here,
Oh,
and of course I screw up. But
it's a practice lap. What are you
but
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah, it's a practice lap. This is where you put hard. But yeah, this whole section here is pretty much a drift zone. So, which is nice, but the great thing about the racetrack, apart from the rest of the map, is that there's no traffic in this section. Oh, there's
Yeah.
some AI car there, or not AI, another driver, but he's not part of our convoy, so he's not really gonna disrupt us. So that's just a section that we do there. I'm gonna turn back here, and yeah, it's a cool little section. Hopefully we can get some more people to come and play with us sometime and tandem it up over here because it's pretty fun. Um,
Um, how do you deal with the bank? I mean, obviously you're gonna need something power. Like, do you see yourself with
yeah, just
like a stock Miata just being able to do that, or?
no, absolutely not. Depending on the tires you run, this car here has sport tires, so of course I am gonna need more power to break that loose. But some of the cars that I have with stock tires at about 600-700 horsepower is enough um, to get around the track. But this car here has nearly 1300, I believe.
Oh wow.
So, which is yeah. So it definitely breaks the tires loose. Also, momentum is a big deal through coming up to that bank. Just using the momentum to get you through. Of course, I have the power, so if I slow down at any point, I always have the power to bring me through. But still, I like using the momentum to get through the track.
Hmm.
It's more fun that way.
Have you found yourself tandeming with other people, or?
Not so much. Most of the times I get on
So
a
it doesn't
bunch
seem
of
like a
friends
lot
here.
of people have acquired the Lego expansion.
Uh, Most likely, there has been a lot of there's been a lot of complaints about this expansion. I'll be honest, the first time I heard of it, I wasn't exactly super excited about it. I thought it looked pretty cool, but it wasn't anything I was excited about because I was like, well, it's Legos, you know. How does that fit into a car game? You know, how is this gonna fit into, you know, Forza, where even though Horizon's always been more arcadey or whatever, there's always been some sort of sense of realism to it because of the real cars, tuning, and some of the physics are not exactly the most realistic, but they try to, you know, keep it grounded.
Hmm.
And but then, you know, looking back at Forza Horizon 3 when they brought out the Hot Wheels expansion, this makes sense. This makes sense, and it's, you know, I think after it came out, the people who were complaining and that tried it out were actually pretty surprised at how much fun it is, especially having a racetrack. I mean, this is really like the biggest thing about it to me, at least, is the racetrack. There's a stunt area too that's pretty fun. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
There.
but
Well, hopefully we could actually attack that because there's a part of it that truly reminded me of Horizon 3. Remember the area that we would attack that had like the multi-story, like multi-level, the construction site.
ah, yes, yes, I remember that, and yes, there is that in this as well. It was I drove on it last night and it was really fun, like going up and down, you know, sliding it up through there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, up to now, this has been like the most or the best part of the map to go drifting on, especially if you're gonna tandem with friends and stuff. But there are other sections that are still very good either way.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of went through the same thing you did regarding this expansion. I was like Lego, but I was like, yeah. I mean, I've let me give it a shot. Who knows? And
Yeah,
when I tried it out, I was like, okay, this is interesting. But then when you told me about the racetrack, I was like, what? And when we went over here, I was like, ooh.
yeah,
And I don't know, dude. Like, especially this layout, I was just sold. I was like, okay, this is great. I like this. I like this a
yeah,
lot. It's not like Fortune Island where, yeah, you have a whole mountain to drift on, but this just feels like much better. You have elevation changes. You have a smooth surface. You don't have traffic to worry about. You have an apex. You have lines. You have like visual markers to help you uh, go through the course. And the way how it's like configured, it's you could really come up with not just this layout, but do some other layouts in this whole little racetrack. It's really fun.
yeah,
And once I got a hold, was really truly explored the whole track, I was sold. Like any sort of skepticism I had about it is like, I mean, sure, you know, there's like 3 Lego cars or whatever the heck, and yeah, you could
yeah,
argue that there should have been more, but at the same time, it's like you get this track, and hey, I'm fine with it.
yeah. I'm definitely sold with the track, and you know, it's we've talked about ideas about, you know, having a
Shh.
racetrack in
Quiet,
some of
quiet,
the
quiet, quiet.
expansions.
Stop, 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 stop.
I'm not gonna go with the whole thing. Hang on, I'm not gonna spill the whole thing and
Okay,
out. You know,
it's
I
patent
obviously
pending.
have to pitch. Yeah, I have to pitch this to Turn 10 and to Playground Games
Yeah.
before I let anybody know about it. But you know,
Don't
when they came out with
reveal
this, it's
your secret recipe sauce, okay? Relax.
no. No, no. But when they came out with this and I saw the racetrack, I was like, hey, this is, you know, it's not really close, but it's part of the idea. You know, it's got something that I've been coming up with in my head. So, oh, jeez, sorry.
No, you're good.
As
Keep
far
going.
as pretty quick. Um, but yeah, so I mean, like this will hold me over for a while. I kind of like where they went with the whole pack here, this expansion here.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
Went a little wide there.
Yeah.
Um,
But let me ask you this.
let's
So,
show
is
off.
this? Are there any more planned expansion packs, or is this it?
I think they said that there's gonna be a third one. Let's explore some of the rest of the track here. Let's take a left up here.
Cool. All right.
So
Be our tour
so that
guide.
way, you know. Yeah. So I mean, you got a little chicane section. This right here that we're going over is a drag strip. But we'll just kind of
Oh shoot.
make it up as we go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't tell you about that.
All right, go.
But I mean, it's pretty cool because you could come out through the drag strip and kind of make up your own layouts, something like this or whatever, you know. And you could even do some blueprints. Ooh, that Porsche is moving. You can even do some print races. Oh, this goes back to the drift zone, but we're gonna make a left instead. And we're gonna make a right up here.
Use your turn signals.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep going right. And this goes into the second half of the drift zone, which won't start your score counter because you're not starting from the front. But anyway, you get the point. There's a lot to come up with.
Oh,
You know,
definitely.
and as time goes on, people are probably gonna come up with some cool, you know, layouts or whatever. We also have this big oval that will go here. Uh, First corner here is like a big tight bank, although it's a little too steep to really slide on, but
Oh shoot.
just go
Hold
through
on.
here. Yeah,
I just
it's
got
all good.
like the ham game story just interrupted me to tell me like, oh, congratulations, go to your house to finish building it. It's like, oh god, it's gonna come at the worst time. Damn you.
Yeah.
I think one of the you're forgetting the other great part about this expansion is the music. They actually introduced a new radio station, and I forgot what it was called, but basically they play one song all the time, 24/7, no matter what. Whenever you want to hear,
Yeah.
Everything is Awesome by Tegan and Sarah
Yeah.
featuring
It's
the
the
Lonely Island. You have that available to listen
yeah.
to.
So yeah. If depending on how much you can deal with that. Yeah, let's explore some more of the map, I guess.
Yeah, I want
Go
you
through
to
some of the other drift zones.
exactly. That's
Let's see if I can remember how to get to some of these without having to. So this is coming out of the racetrack. I'm making this up as we go. We're gonna
That's
make a right up here at this next right. Oh, I'm passing it.
oh
There's no
shoot.
traction.
That's the other cool thing about it is that the the map is composed of Lego pieces. Well, some of it. So, like for
Yeah,
instance,
this is actual just regular tarmac here.
yeah, but like the trees, some of the trees, some of the
Oh yeah,
fences, they're Legos. And
yeah.
if you
All the
just
houses
like
on the side.
you drive into them, they fall apart.
Yeah, well the houses don't, but.
Oh,
So this is another
oh,
drift zone here.
Oh,
This is
shit.
a pretty medium to high speed. Lots of power would be best here. You see the corners are pretty wide open. I mean, I'm sliding at about 120 miles an hour. And then, oh, I kind of passed it. But if you make a right up here, which, yeah, it goes into another drift zone. So,
The fun doesn't have to
this
end.
this one isn't as fast as the other one. It still requires a little bit of power. But it's a little more, forgiving in that sense, where you're not going as fast. The other one, we were going about 100. I hit almost 130 miles an hour at some parts of it. Oh,
I don't,
hang on. Let's make a. I was gonna say let's take this road over here.
okay.
Yeah, and we'll go into the city. They have a little downtown area, and once you see it, you'll be like, "Oh wow, that's adorable."
Why can't there be like fireworks or something going off in the city?
I don't know. Well, I was just not sure about where I was going there. Yeah, just make a right up here.
Make up your mind.
Ah, I wasn't sure. I don't have the guide on here. But
Uh,
yeah, so I mean, you got this little downtown area. If you want to go street drifting, you can slide it up and run into a bunch of traffic if you like. They got this roundabout, which is pretty cool. We'll go around one or two times.
I mean, it's pretty easy to get caught up on this roundabout.
Yeah, but then we'll come out here.
Ooh, I see a ramp.
Oh, there's ramps everywhere. Where's that other drift zone? I want to go there. I think if we make a right up here at this next right.
Oh, shoot. Oh, gotta watch out for those cars. They're not
Yeah.
ghosts.
Yeah. There's another drift zone to the right from here, but that one sucks because it's on dirt, and I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but oh yeah, the next drift zone's coming through up. Now this one coming up, yes, power is definitely. Oh, cows.
Ew.
So this one up here it starts off really fast. Yeah, it's got a very nice flow to it. Oh, speaking of that, I almost went off, but I hit a barrier and it stopped me from going off. So
It's like a snake.
yeah, what was my best? Ooh, almost 200,000 points. So I think those are all the main drift zones except for that dirt one, which who cares about
Um,
that?
why don't you take us to the playground area, the stunt
Oh, the little
area?
stunt park.
Yeah.
Where would that be at? Let me get in my map here. I know we're pretty close. Oh, we're real close. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll just go this way.
Huh? Oh, okay, cool.
There's a speed zone here. Ooh, this is very fast. And we are going to make a right up here. And this is the stunt area. Oh, there's a little bit of traffic through here,
Yeah.
which is weird, but okay. Yeah, you can do all kinds of craziness through here. I mean, yeah, it's fun. You could just run through Lego bricks like that, or go up to a ramp. But as Ben was saying, a pretty fun thing to do here is, just come to this area here and just start going up the ramps. Oh, and these cubes here, they give you skill points or whatever. So
It's like warehouse drifting.
yeah.
Oh boy. See, they should do actual drift events like this, where you had like the third story of a building, and you have it set up where if you go too off track, you gotta fall off, and of course you get eliminated.
Are you being inspired by Tokyo Drift?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I guess so. I just want more action, okay? More action, more drama. Like back in the day, in
Maybe.
the old Japanese drift videos where they would have the crash compilations.
Oh yeah, those were always fun. Oh, just going right through all these Lego bricks.
Yeah.
Oh, can I make it?
Boom.
Oh, thank you. Hey, I'm kind of, I don't know what happened there. Okay, but yeah, yeah, that would. I mean, this might be an idea to Formula D.
Yeah.
We want more action. You know, bring us jumps, ramps. Maybe not so much crazy stuff, lad, and then they'll be breaking cars. But maybe like
Well, it'll probably be like the X Games or something.
yeah, why not? But
Ugh.
this. I mean, I think it's time to go through the next evolution of drifting, which it it could be this, or it could be I don't know. The sky's the limit with what we can do. Oh boy, I'm spinning out.
Boom.
Thank you.
That's like $200,000 in damage.
Yeah, seriously, between a Viper and a Ferrari. Yeah, so you could also do crazy stuff like this. Let's see if you want to follow me or not. Oh, you don't? Okay.
Hold on. I'm going. Just going to some
I'm
Lego
already.
bricks. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I
I'm
see
like.
you up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
No shoot.
Oh, you didn't make it so far. I'm gonna
Well,
jump back into the area anyway, so.
oh shoot. Did not expect that. Well, it, we got to do it at a better section, and that's over here towards the other side, where you can just kind of like bounce off of it and still be in it.
Oh, that's true. It's like a half pipe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Oh, hang on.
See, this wouldn't be a bad idea.
Half pipe drip thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see that being something kind of neat if people can figure out how to get the cars to do that.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that's a whole nother layer of physics to
Get a
drifting that you have to figure out.
get an outer view of this that way, because I think the in-car view is not doing it justice.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
I fell through that hole.
oof. So, would you recommend the Lego expansion? Actually, you know what? Let me ask you this. If you had to choose between Fortune Island and Lego expansion as the first expansion pack for someone who has not purchased this game, what would you recommend?
Um, it might be a little crazy, but I'm going with this. I'm going with this. The Lego, yeah, now if it's somebody that's a little more serious like us, that really has been around for a long time, and we care about the roots of drifting and all that, then yeah, why not the Fortune Island? Because you got your toge and all that. But this is just fun. I'm just having a blast being stupid like a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's that would be me. What would you say?
Oh, dude, I just remembered something that, oh, shoot, where is it? I gotta look for it. Yeah, between the two of them, I mean, it's tough, but yeah, I think, I'd probably go with this too. Um,
Yeah,
not only because of what we, witnessed, but there's something else, and I just don't know where it's at. Oh, look, there's also a ship here too in the middle of the thing, which, why is it here? I don't know, but why not,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Why not? It's Legos, man. It doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah.
It's actually got a little road. We should be able to follow this.
Yeah, but hold on. I'm trying to. Let me get on this half pipe and see if I can see it. Uh, where are you? Uh,
Uh,
I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it. I want to go there and
okay. Uh,
see if I
where
can
did you go?
find it.
Hang on. Oh, you're over here. Let me.
Where is it? Dun dun da 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 da. We're going on an adventure.
Hey, this is actually a pretty good section to slide right here.
Aha!
I
I
bet it's
found
not
it.
a.
Once I saw this, I
Oh,
was
I'll be
like,
right there.
genius! Just pure genius. This is great.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
When I saw
Wow.
this, I was super sold.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's the size of it. I wish they
Haha.
could have used this whole little area as one soccer pitch.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hit a bench, and we could have had, you know, uh, car soccer like we had in the Forza Motorsport 4 days,
Yeah.
which that was a blast, especially me winding up and always missing the ball.
Yay,
But
go!
but yeah, this was pretty cool. I just wish they would have used the space a little more wisely.
This is my victory dance for scoring a goal. But yeah,
Yeah.
this thing sucks because I mean, you would think like they would make this the goal post, like unbreakable, but as soon as you touch it, bam, breaks apart. It's like, damn it.
Oh yeah, let me see here. Oh yeah, I broke it. Let's break all of them.
Still though, it's a thought that
Anyway,
counts. And
it's a
the
pretty cool little.
maybe hopefully they'll release an update where like
Huh?
you could actually play soccer with this. Boom, go. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
They should they should
Um.
they should make
Let me.
grandstands for cars. I mean, not just the Lego people.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring out one of the cars so that way we can show it off a little bit
Oh,
to the
true.
people who don't know yet.
That's a good point.
So let's. Yeah. I think I got all three of them. Oh, and I got a barn find, but apparently there needs to be an update for the barn find
Yeah, I heard about that.
to finally be, yeah, which is kind of weird, but it's all good. That might mean that they might bring in even more Lego cars or something else, a new
Yeah.
mode or whatever. So, I'm finally here with my Ferrari F40
Ah, yes.
Competition
It's very
Lego
nice.
edition. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fast. You know what? I'm just gonna get on it. Here we go.
All right.
Keep up if you can. So yeah, this thing moves. Oh, the funny thing is that there's like a little clicky sound, and that's the plastic tires going on the tarmac. I thought that was pretty neat little detail.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's this thing moves. Oh, jeez, let's not hit other cars. Although they're
Damn it.
ghosted out through here.
I thought I was gonna be able to keep up with the drone.
No, I guess not. I'll turn around.
Shoot. Wait, I lost you. Hey, but at least you can see. Hey, this is Guy dancing up here. How you doing? Guess he's
I
dancing to
don't know where you're at.
the Everything is Awesome song. Oh, wait. Hold on. Stop. Stop. Slow down. Okay. I'm caught up with you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Whoa, dude. Your car has accumulated a lot of dust.
Has it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's yeah. I just destroyed my $1 million race car here.
What are you
Although it's a
talking about?
Lego.
It's for like $5.
Yeah, it probably is. I don't even remember where we were at, so I'm just gonna.
Whoa.
Holy cow!
Talk about hang time.
Yeah, for real. Where were we at?
Um.
Oh, I see your drone. No, I don't.
Okay. Let's see. Wait. If you go. If you go. Oh shoot! I just hit that. Oh, piggies. Oink oink oink.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, you found me?
Yeah, I'm going back.
What the heck? I
Yeah,
heard pigs. Where the heck are the pigs? Oh,
they're.
pig.
Oh,
Oh, there they
oh,
go.
me too. I heard them too.
Oh, piggies.
Yeah, they're
Oink
in
oink.
the little fields. So yeah, it's a fun little cute world that they built. I
Yeah.
think it's
Oh wait, I think I'm here.
I think it's a lot better than the people were griping about. So I mean,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I'm enjoying it up to now. Oh, I was in third there.
Cool. So, what zone would you like to go back to
Uh, well,
before we
there's
switch
actually a
gears?
section. There's actually a pretty neat section here that's not a zone or anything. I don't know where I found it, but anyway, we'll just drive around, I guess. Let me get into another drift car, I guess.
Yeah.
What what should I drive?
Anything else you want to mention about the expansion before we move on?
Man, I can't really think of much at the moment. S- I guess if you have the game, check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely different. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna bring this out. Haha.
Exactly what he said. Now, let's move on to perhaps arguably more important matters, and that is the Le Mans race, 24 hours. Finished. It's in the books.
Oh,
And the victor, once again, with back-to-back championships and the only Japanese manufacturer in history to do that is Toyota. Dun, da, 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 da,
yep.
da, da, da.
Yeah, I didn't see the race, but I heard Fernando Alonso won in a Toyota. Let's make a raid up here, by the way.
Well, not just Mr. Alonso. There was other two people, which I can't recall their name right now, but I don't like to
Okay, but
single
who?
out one individual. I like to point out it was a team effort. It was team effort.
You're right. But who's the most recognizable person? Let's make another raid up here. Who's the most recognizable person in that team?
Um, the car itself. Hello, the TSO 50.
That's not a person.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's traffic.
oof. Well, I like to consider it a person. I mean, it has heart. It has strength. I mean, I don't know. I'm really stretching it. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you are.
I see your argument. Okay, okay, all right. Still, regardless, um, did you get to
Ooh, I gotta
see or
finish one of
hear
these
anything
things
about
here.
the race or no?
No, that was about it. Oh, it's one of these trees. I gotta knock these out. Sorry, It's like one of those side missions.
Oh,
Oh, now I'm
okay.
kind of stuck here.
Oh, you dummy.
There you go. Oh, and I'm in. Well, we'll talk about that later.
Hmm.
So,
Um.
uh,
Oh, we're back at
yeah,
the
the,
sub
the
park.
the Le Mans race. Okay, so I mean, I didn't see much about it. I was kind of busy this weekend.
Well, I'll tell you this much.
You know.
So there was two cars. Toyota fielded two cars, the number 7 and the number 8. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Alonso and his crew were in the number 8, and but something happened with the car. I forget. I think it was down on power or performance, and it was really falling behind. And the number 7 was actually in the lead throughout most of the race. Uh, but the
No,
unexpected happened.
not there.
Oh shoot! Make up your mind.
Right here, right here.
Okay. Oh, all right.
I will just do the drift zone here. I like it.
Okay, cool. Uh, so something happened with the number 7 car, like during the final hours of the race, where there was a puncture in one of the tires, and when they went to go to pit and change the tires, they inadvertently, mistakenly changed the wrong tire and sent the car out.
Oh no.
Yeah, and apparently it was due to the sensor. Apparently it was reading the wrong tire. Hey, there goes a cow.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like the car, the number 7 car, had to go through a full lap, basically going slow because obviously it was driving with a puncture. But that gave the number 8 car enough time to close the gap and actually pass it. By the time the race ended.
Right. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Interesting.
unfortunate. The the sentiment regarding the team, the number 8 team, was like, they didn't deserve it. They felt they didn't deserve it, and that's commendable. I mean, they were honest about it. Um,
Yeah.
and obviously, the number 7 team, they weren't thrilled, but I mean, they were really like pushing for the win, and they they earned it for sure. They deserved it, but that's Le Mans for you, man. So many years
Yeah, man.
of close calls and drama and last minute issues. I mean, I still remember the the Toyota that I think it was uh, no, not last year, the year before, if I recall correctly. The Toyota
Yeah,
that
it
was
was the year before.
that was in the lead. They had it. It was down to like the final minutes, not hours, the final minutes, and the Toyota broke
Yep.
down, and it was
Yeah.
right at the end by the finish, and it was just so heartbreaking, and it just pissed me off. Ugh, so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it's fine.
Um,
And then the other
and it
year
was
when the
all due
Ferrari crashed into it.
to the coupler, if I recall correctly, for the unit
Yeah.
for the intercooler, if I think. I don't know. It was one of those. It was such a like dumb thing that it just made it worse, the whole situation. When we found out
Yeah.
about it, I was like, oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
And then you
annoying.
had the year when the Ferrari crashed into it.
Oh
You
God,
know.
don't remind me of that. I was not a fan of
Yeah,
Ferrari
it
that
was
year.
rough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
well, congrats to Toyota
I'm
and
happy
to
for the
the number
team.
8
I am
team.
happy for the organization. I'm a self-proclaimed diehard Toyota fan, and I'm not afraid
Of
to
course.
show it. Um, there may be a little bias, but I don't care. Um,
We understand. We understand.
but I can't display my bias or my affection towards it because there's some um rift going on between both Turn 10 and well, actually, yeah, both Turn 10 and Toyota for some reason. which has prevented
Well,
Toyota.
Toyota. It's not just Turn 10. It's Toyota and most any other video game company besides Polyphony Digital.
Look, at this point, it's a he said, she said, they said kind of deal. All right.
Yeah.
Let them settle it on the
I'm just.
racetrack. That's what they need to do. You know what? Screw it. Get the guys from Turn 10 and get the guys from Toyota to duke it out in a drift battle. And whoever wins will be the judge. Whoever wins has to put the well, they get whatever they want. So obviously, if Toyota doesn't want to
Yeah.
have their cars in the game, so be it. But if Turn 10 wins, then Toyota has to put their cars in the game.
Yeah. Anywho.
Yeah. Sorry, I
So,
just have to get that out there.
no, I understand. I understand. You gotta proclaim your love for Toyota.
Yeah.
And I'm right there with you. Oh, okay, you're coming with me.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
right there with you. Oh, changing views, and that happens. Um, I love Toyota too. My favorite car is a Toyota, and I've always stood by them. I haven't had a Toyota in a few years, but I'm looking forward to having one soon. Again, because I really like their product, and they're a great manufacturer. I just wish they would, in some senses, I guess I wish it would cater a little bit more to their enthusiasts. They're doing fine. They got the Supra now, although that's really a BMW, but whatever.
Wah, wah.
Oh, hang on, I'm kind of stuck on something here. Okay. And then you got the Toyota 86, or formerly known as the Scion FRS.
You had a
Or
Lego
in
brake
other
lodged between your tire and your fender. That's why you couldn't
Yeah, I
move.
saw that. I saw that.
Oh shoot.
They have some of the Lexus high-end F Sport cars. So yes, it's not like they don't have cars that aren't exciting. It's just sometimes I wish that they would listen a little more, to what we're asking for. But they're a great company and they know what they're doing. They know how to move products, so they're great.
Oh shoot.
But speaking of Toyota and victories, Toyota's been doing well in another series that we're
WRC.
always talking about. Well, well, yes, but no, that's not what we're talking about. I guess it's time to move on into the Formula D Jersey
Oh, I thought you were gonna move on to NASCAR.
topic. No, Toyota's been doing really well in Formula D. I mean, the past two podiums, first and second were Toyota cars, and third place was Toyota powered, even though it's a Nissan chassis.
Look, let's
So
let's cut through the shenanigans and let's dive right into it. Let's talk about
yeah,
Frederick Aasbo against Vangen for the final. Okay?
well,
Now,
well,
hold.
I would like to get to that, but I wanted to first talk about the qualifying run of JTP, which, funny enough, I'm driving his car. It's the second time in history has anybody hit a 100-point run.
Look, what do you feel about the 100-point shenanigans? Because obviously that's ripe for controversy.
It is, and I watched the run several more times. It was an incredible run. Let's be real. I mean, it was wow. It's it amazing what JTP can do when he's when he's on fire. But I didn't think it was a perfect run. Granted, yes, he was very smooth and very aggressive, and it was amazing to watch. But there was a few little tidbits where I was like, oh, he could have, he could have been smoother with the steering here. He could have been a little, he could have used a little more momentum through this part, So there was a few things where I was just like, I don't think that's a 100-point run. I'll give him a 98. It was great,
Hmm.
but it's not 100 points. But granted, that was an incredible run. It was very entertaining to watch. I mean, that was one of the best runs I've seen in Jersey ever. So, yeah, those are my thoughts on it.
But the the little corrections that he made, do you honestly feel like it's enough that it warranted a deduction?
I think I think they were big enough to at least warrant a 1 or 2 point deduction. Um, like let's say going into outer zone 2, which is the first inner bank outer zone. Like he's coming into it with a great degree of angle at full lock, but then you see that he has to
Damn it.
turn in a little bit, and for some reason it's almost as if that kind of disrupts the car a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh, Not where it's like changing angle or whatever, but it's kind of like disrupting the momentum of the car. But
Yeah.
that's what I saw. It's just not it's the judges probably saw it as like that's not enough concrete evidence to really warrant a deduction. You know, but but to me it was kind of like I don't know. It wasn't the perfect run either.
Yeah.
I'll say this: there was a run by Dai Yoshihara right after
Yeah.
that. I was like, wow, that is very smooth, very precise and everything. And they gave him a 95, and I was like, I don't know. I think that could have been scored as high as JTP, or possibly even better due to how smooth and how he was hitting his lines and everything. The only thing is that well, JTP had maybe a little more style, a little more aggression, a little more commitment. But I liked Dai's run a little bit more, you know.
Hmm.
So,
Oh crap.
but okay, that I just needed to get that out,
Oh, okay.
even though I am driving his car.
Uh, I mean, I feel I'm not. How can I say this? Basically, I don't necessarily disagree with the judges because, again, they're looking for a particular kind of run, a particular look, a particular line, angle, and so forth. So, based on the
Yeah,
criteria that they set out, yeah, I could definitely see why they gave it 100. Now, was it the best run out there that perhaps um, somebody that like has that is clueless to drifting would score it as 100? I don't think so. But
yeah,
I don't necessarily disagree with the call, with the score from the judges. But
mm, yeah. And that's the thing. I don't want to say I disagree, but then there's aspects of it where I was kind of like, it could have been better.
yeah,
But I guess yes, through the criteria that they are looking for, yes, it's a 100-point run. Why not?
yeah,
He hit his lines right. He held angle. He had a lot of commitment through the run.
yeah.
It was. You're right. Based on that criteria, then yeah, it was. But it's just like there was something about the way it looked or something where I was like, I don't know, and that might be me and nitpicking little things here and there, but that's just how I feel about it. So
Hmm. All right. So let's. I want to talk about the controversy with. And I know we're jumping ahead. I get it. I completely get it. But I want to discuss it because we we're talking about it before, and we both feel that Von Gittin was a little robbed in the sense that there was a run or two that
Yeah.
should not have gone one more time, but it actually did. And one of the ones that actually I want to highlight is the one that he apparently spun out after the finish line. You know which one I'm talking about,
Okay.
right?
Yes, absolutely. And I have my argument for that call.
Oh, so wait,
Not
so
against it, but for it.
oh, okay, so you agree with that call. All right, so why do you agree
Yes.
with it?
Well, if you look at the onboard, or not the onboard, the drone footage, which is almost an onboard anyway,
Yeah.
with how good that guy is. Um, so you can see that the spin started happening before the finish line.
Hmm.
Like he tapped Aasbo, and it just started. The car started, rotating even more, causing the car to spin past the line. But the act of spinning was already happening before the line. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Um.
Basically, we are trying to say that
So
he was
like,
already spinning out before the finish line.
yeah, the car was making that motion already
Yeah.
before crossing the finish line. So yes, I do agree with the call. I hate to say that, but here's my problem with that, is that was on the one more time run. So, and I don't agree with the one more time call.
Yeah.
So that run shouldn't have happened, in my opinion. Because so really, Vaughn
Damn it.
won the first time they battled, and he was more, had more proximity. He was a lot cleaner in his everywhere, and especially on his chase, because in when Aasbo was chasing right at the end, it seemed as if he shallowed up and then bumped into Von Gittin Jr. in at the last inner clipping point. So I
Yeah.
was kind of like, so when they went with the one more time, I was like, oh, I don't know, I don't agree with that at all.
Hmm.
So yeah, the whole controversy with the spin shouldn't have happened anyway. So that's my thought on that.
Well, I don't think they've really
Ooh,
faulted
alien
him.
plant. I gotta get that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I don't think they really faulted him for it. I think because from what I recall from that run, they focused more on the hit. Because remember, Vaughn hit Aasbo at the end of it. Remember that?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, he hit Aasbo, and which is what caused him to make the mistake. But if
Yeah.
he wouldn't have spun, then that hit wouldn't have done anything. That would have just been, oh, that's part of tandeming. You know what I mean? Bumping is part of it. Whatever, big deal. But he, since he did spin, then the hit became something that he was faulted for.
Let me ask you this. Then, how would you feel if in the same situation you were to find out that Aasbo tapped on the brakes?
Oh man, and I would believe it. Not, not to say that there's always ways of kind of getting the best out of your competitors.
Uh huh.
Like just like back in the day in old school drifting. We're talking about early 2000s, mid 2000s. There was a lot of brake checking going on, especially in the Japanese D1 series and all that, where people were just messing with each other to get them to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And I believe and we've seen Aasbo do similar stuff like that and get away with it. If I recall, 2 years ago against Kristaps Blues in Long Beach, before coming off the second outer zone, he lifted off, and it caused Kristaps to spin out, to run into him and spin out. So, so now saying now that you bring that up, I would believe that Aasbo would do that to gain an advantage because of the history of what we've seen before, you know.
Well,
So yeah, and
believe no
that
more.
would
Believe no more. It actually happened. Booyah!
did it really?
Yeah,
I didn't see that,
I went back to the
but go
footage.
ahead.
I went back to the footage. I went on the YouTubes,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking through the footage, and I was like, I don't see anything with it. But then I decided to scroll down to the comments. Damn it! I should have had that lined up already. I decided to scroll down to the comments, and somebody mentioned
Ooh.
that uh, that's messed up that Aasbo tapped on the brakes uh, against Vaughn, and I'm like, what is he talking about? And I think he time stamped it too. And I went back to the timestamp, enhanced, tint, colored, negative, everything. I think I enhanced a little bit too much, so I de-enhanced, and then I slowed it down to 0.25 of the play speed. And dude, I saw the lights come on. I saw the brake lights come on. Now, of course,
Huh.
that opens up another can of worms. Of course, like for instance, how if okay, because obviously different cars have different like sensitivity points and strengths
Yeah.
in regards to uh, when the brake light is gonna come on. I mean, for all we know, he maybe has it where like you have to really like depress the gas pedal down to like maybe 75% in order for the light to actually
Yeah.
come on, and then obviously that makes a difference. But it, I mean, going back to the run, I mean, I don't know if it really affected. It was a significant rate, a speed change, but it's still the brake lights come on. So, and
Huh.
that's not a deceleration zone. So he should have been on throttle throughout the whole point. And I think it was enough to really throw Vaughn off, especially when you're in a cloud of smoke and you're expecting the guy to just take
Yeah.
off because everybody knows how fast that Corolla
Yeah.
is. And when you're not taking off
Yeah.
the way how you're supposed to, I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Hold on.
that's a good point. I'm gonna have to go back. I may have remembered that there was a point where a little bit of smoke started like dissipating
Yeah.
from his car.
Hold on.
But I mean, I'm
Keep talking. Sorry. What I'm gonna do is I am gonna try to pull up the video on my phone to try to sort of
mhm.
reference it. So that way, if anybody wants to look it up for themselves, they could do so. And I also want to credit the individual who highlighted it because if it wasn't for them, I would not be here talking about it.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I
So
mean, if it happened before the finish line, then I mean, there's something that the judges need to pay attention to.
yeah,
You know, because I mean, as I was telling some of the guys that I was talking about this event to, that they were, rules are rules, man. You have to, and the judges have to reinforce those rules. And if Osbo did in fact tap the brakes before the finish line, then well, this is Osbo's fault.
yeah,
What's Vaughn gonna do if somebody taps, gets on the brakes in a section where he expects them to accelerate?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, then really that kind of irks me, to be honest.
hmm
Osbo's been getting away, and no, and not to talk bad about Osbo. I like Osbo. I think he's a fantastic driver. he's and he's a class act. We've seen him in various things. He's a very nice guy, and well, I know you've met him personally, and
yeah, yeah,
some of our friends have met him, even had him drive their cars and everything.
yeah,
So it's pretty. He's a pretty cool guy, but I mean, there's something going on where he's getting away with murder here, on some of these runs
Yeah.
where it's like I hate to admit, but it seems like there's a bias. Oh, excuse me. Whew, that was bad.
Yeah.
There's either a bias or just the judges are not paying attention to the minute details that they should be paying attention to,
Yeah.
because it's these small things that really make a difference in
Oh
a call.
shoot.
Uh, by
Damn
the
it.
way,
I can't find it.
I made the mistake. Yeah,
What?
I made the mistake of not changing my batteries before we started.
Oh
So
shoot.
I'm gonna have to do that right quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it'll
In
get.
the meantime, I'll just
Yeah,
highlight that. Yeah, I want to apologize to the individual who, again, I take no credit on figuring this out. I just know that I went on the video, the replay, and they mentioned it, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting. And then it's really tough to see it because it just happened so quick. But I just feel like it's definitely it needs to be highlighted, needs to be brought up because again, it's not good. It's not good. It's a
no,
bit frustrating too, especially when you have these people that, like for instance, Vaughn, who it wasn't his battle against Aasbo wasn't the only one that perhaps should not have gone one more time. That perhaps should have just. I felt like he was a clear victor, but for some
yeah,
reason they went one more
I
time.
thought so too.
But whatever. Okay. Um.
Well, there's been a lot of his battles where they go one more time, and I'm not agreeing with it. Not that I want Vaughn to win everything, but I think I think he's really working hard this year to prove that he's still got what it takes to be one of the top guys, and they keep taking the opportunities away from him. You know, that car that he's driving along with Chelsea. They're great cars. They obviously perform very well, and it's just like there's always something. There's always like some close call that you know that he's got to go through, or like a one more time, or it's like he'll lose by something that doesn't make sense, and you know,
Yeah.
and it's weird. It's really weird, considering that this guy was, the golden boy of Formula D for many years. And maybe things are shifting to Aasbo. Maybe now he's the golden child or whatever. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. And it's oh, and the other
You,
thing too, I wanted to ask you. So did they? What's up with the? Did they take away the brake lights that go over the roof? By any chance? Do you know?
yes, yes. It's now not a requirement to have that anymore.
Ah. Do you
Yeah.
know why?
Uh, I don't know if it was causing a distraction. I forgot why they went with that. Oh, jeez, went a little wide there. Um, but it's definitely kind of a weird call, considering that it helped the judges know when the driver was off the accelerator or getting on the brakes, or it was definitely a tool for the judges to use. But
Let's do another section.
it's yeah. Let's go left here. I don't know what's over here, but we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
It's not really a big map anyway.
So as you were saying about using it as a tool, the judges.
Yeah, they were using it as a tool to help them decide, on small decisions or whatever. And I don't know why they would take that away. It's just makes no sense to me. But they might have their reasons, and I would. Oops, snap. I'm sorry. I saw that there's either a plant or something here that I gotta.
Oh, yeah. I gotta get the plant too.
Yeah, where is it? Oh, there it is. It's one of those purple ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. There we go. And there's something else up here too. I don't know if it's a plant or one of those
Yeah.
alien cells, energy cells. Yeah, it's an energy cell. Ah, there we go. Yeah, sorry. There's a lot of little side missions in this map that we
Yeah.
like to keep up with. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a dumb move to take that off. But that's me, you know.
Yeah, because when I saw that, I was looking for the light bar, and I couldn't find it, and
Yeah,
I was like, well, that's weird. I guess maybe they took it off or something. And yeah, that after looking around and not finding it, I and what you just said, that just confirms it.
yeah, yeah. It's really weird. But I mean, some people still have it. Uh, but you know, the smart teams got rid of it. You know, they definitely want to take every advantage they can. Is that a drift section over there? It is. We're gonna have to like skip. We can just drive over there. That's fine. And get a run up on it.
Okay.
So up here we're gonna make a left.
All right.
But yeah. Where am I? Okay.
Oh shoot.
So
Missed it.
it's
There we go.
all good.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I mean,
I was just I was a bit frustrated to see that because that push for the one more time, and then he had to get his car fixed, and he couldn't get it fixed. Well, he did get it fixed, but it was broken.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was also very unfortunate for Vaughn. I mean, it was just. Oh wow! I just hit the crap out of that mini. He went flying. That was great. Anyway, yeah, that was very unfortunate for Vaughn.
Oof.
I'm always rooting for the RTR guys, you know, especially since Chelsea's there. You know, uh, he's my favorite driver in the series. Uh, and then his boss being Vaughn, you know, naturally I'll be like, you know, if Chelsea's not doing well, I guess I could go for Vaughn.
Yeah.
Let's do this other section. I think the other one flows better.
Which one?
Hang on. This one here to the left.
Okay. Ah, all
All
right.
right, you
Go
see
for
it.
it.
Yeah. So it's unfortunate, you know, what's happening. Hopefully, you know, something happens next month in Seattle, where you know they really lay it down. You know. Oh snap!
Oh.
Yeah.
Let me ask
Any
you this:
other interesting notes?
Do you think that FD will ever get to the point? Because okay, when you have oh shoot, sorry. Like for instance, in other racing series like NASCAR, Formula One, so on and so forth, they obviously there's a person that crosses the finish line, but it's not the
Yeah.
official result, quote unquote official result. It's the I guess
Yeah.
provisional result.
Yeah.
And obviously it's because they have to go through like further tech inspection, review penalties, um I mean, review footage to see if they got to hand out any sort of penalties, and then make timing adjustments, which then will affect the bracket, so on and so forth. Okay, so do you think FD will ever get to the point where they will get to that, where, okay, we have a finish, but after the finish, there's something that arises that obviously, for instance, it gave one of the drivers an unfair competitive advantage, and that
Mm.
prompts them to make adjustments to the finish brackets. So, do you think FD will ever get to that point?
I think they would have to write a rule for that. You know, because I think I think that's something that would definitely make things a lot more fair. Only problem is in a tournament style event, it kind of becomes a little tough because, like, let's say you know Formula One or NASCAR or whatever, they'll be like, oh, all right, well, you made that mistake, so we're gonna add 10, 20 seconds to your time, and that'll be your result wherever you land now because of that.
Yeah.
Um, and this is kind of a little different because it's kind of like, well, it's not based on time. It's it's a tournament style event. Things are a little bit different here, but I think they can still come up with something where, oh, jeez, where results can be reviewable. Um, even like judging calls or whatever. But the only judging calls that can be reviewable would be the finals. And then if they end up going down to one more time after the event's over, then what are they gonna do? You know what I mean?
Well, I got
They
a
can't run it
suggestion,
again. What would that be?
and my suggestion would be that if someone gets penalized or for whatever reason, and then they need to make an adjustment, then all they simply need to do is subtract points from the individual championship points.
Right.
So
Yeah,
let
you could do that.
so yeah,
You could do
let
that.
him. I mean, it all depends on what extent they want to go with. I mean, if they still want to give him, let them keep the trophy, or still give them the chance to claim that they won they won the event. Okay, but
Yeah.
if there was a fault or some sort of penalty that was found that the first place finisher committed, then okay, well, yeah, you won the event, but we're still gonna take down like 10 or 20 points from the championship, because
Yeah.
obviously we need to penalize you for it.
Yeah. I think that would be a pretty good idea. I've seen where they penalize drivers for other things. You know, this thing was out of spec on their car, or something like that. And they'll find a driver and maybe even take some of the points away. But it's never been anything concrete. It's always just kind of been like something they have to make up on the spot. I think it's something that they really need to come down to, like, hey, this is the rule for that, and if this happens, well, the it'll be a fine of this much, and plus, we're gonna deduce this many points. Um, because a lot of the things that are happening right now are just kind of on the fly, not concrete.
Yeah,
Just kind of like decide, like, what do we do about this? And it has to be something where they know exactly what they have to do if they see a certain action or a certain rule being broken. So, or if they see a result that hey, wait a minute, we made a mistake on a judging call or whatever. You know, it has to be an exact. They have to know exactly what they're gonna do in that situation instead of kind of just make it up on the fly.
yeah.
Um,
Well, that's similar to what you just mentioned. Isn't that what they did after Atlanta, where they basically came up with the rule regarding spinning out at, near, or before the finish line?
yeah, yeah, they did come up with that, which, oh, jeez,
Oh,
yeah, because it was not, it wasn't clear cut, like what that rule was. It was just kind of like, well, if they spin out after, okay, but it's like, all right, well, where did they start spinning? So instead of like guessing, geez, I'm all over the place.
change
Instead of
sections.
guessing, then I mean, yeah, we gotta change sections. I don't know where to go.
Let's go to the track.
Yeah, we can go back to the track. All right, just head up this way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, as you were saying.
So, so what I was saying was,
We were talking
yeah,
about
they came up with
the road change.
yeah, they came up with a rule saying, like, instead of having any guesswork, this is what's gonna happen when we see this, like, regardless of what anybody thinks. Uh, let's do this right here.
Oh yeah. Whee!
Anyway, now I gotta find the road. Oh, this is the road here. Okay. Hey, wait. Is there a plant here or something? Yes, there is. I see it. Cool, 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 cool. Oh, I thought I saw it. Ah, there we go. Anyway, so yeah, they made a concrete rule, and now people have to be careful about spinning out.
Yeah.
Where'd you go, by the way?
Oh
Where are you?
shoot. Like down to like towards the track, but
Yeah,
towards
you're
the
way
left.
off. No, yeah, you went way off.
Well, you're not the only one that needs to complete some of these side missions.
Yeah, it's all good. I understand. So anyway,
Where is this thing?
yeah, they just
Golly.
I don't know. Some of them are kind of tough to find.
Oh God.
But yeah, they just they made a point to like that. Hey, don't spin out. Regardless of how aggressive you think you could be past a certain point, just don't do it because even if it's past the finish line or whatever,
There it
we're
is.
just gonna be like, whatever. That's an incomplete. What,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? At least for the lead car, for the chase car, it could be different.
Yeah.
Where if the guy in front slows down or makes some sort of mistake or whatever, where it causes you to do that, then well, that's a whole different story. That's just lead driver's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just don't be stupid. Like you're about to cross the finish line, just chill. Hit your line, just
Yeah.
and be
But
easy. You already.
again, how do you deal with someone that taps the brakes at a pivotal
I
moment?
mean, yeah. Well, I mean, seriously, the judges should have seen that and they should have picked up on it
But dude,
and
it was very difficult. Like even I had a hard time like seeing it, and I had to review the tape a couple of times until like I finally saw it, and I was like, blasphemy.
yeah. I mean, heck, man.
And
We went the wrong way.
and not only that,
We
it's
gotta
not
go this
like
way.
oh okay. And not only that, it's not like they have like they have to come up with a decision like close to the spot. Like they need to figure it out fast because it's a show. They gotta get things moving. They can't spend like 15 minutes go reviewing the tape just to
Of course.
determine if there was an infraction made.
Right, right, and yeah, I get it. It is a show, but at the end of the day, we you know I care more about getting a good result instead of one that's been rushed. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
and having a good explanation of why they decided such and such and such thing.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, like I the thing is that we're not casual fans. We're a little more hardcore. We know what we're looking at. We've been around drifting for 15, almost 20 years now. Oops, sorry. Anyway,
Yeah.
we've been around for a long time. We know what we're looking at, and the thing is that this is what we expect from the judges, but the judges aren't really worried about us. They're worried about, getting more fans into this, more casual fans, because more casual fans means more people that are going to we're going to go to the events regardless. We're going to watch the events regardless. The casual fans is what they care about, because those are the extra butts that they could put in their seats.
Well, I don't
So
really think
it's
the
a show.
judges care about it. I think it's mostly the organization because that's their job. The judge's job obviously is to be able to come up with a good judging criteria in order so that
Right.
they could pull off a good show. Yes, but
Yeah, but
obviously
I
they
mean, the
don't.
organization could be telling the judges like, hey, don't spend too long on a decision.
Yeah.
There have been several times where I would hear Ryan Sage like get off the mic, but kind of say something to the judges like, hey, you saw this, all right, cool. You're gonna make a call or something. Like, is something gonna happen? What's going on? He kind of like I could see that there's a little rush going on So then, they have to come up with whatever they saw at that moment, and let's go. They they hate to review the tapes, over and over and over, unless it's something that is like ridiculous that they have to review. So I mean, it's these are things that I've noticed,
Yeah.
you know. Uh, but I mean, you know, I hope that based off of what we saw in this event, that they'll start paying attention a little bit more to the small details.
Let me ask you this. So, what did you think of the event overall, aside from some of the negative marks or some of the controversies that took place?
Well, it was entertaining. There was a lot going on, a lot of little crashes as we always expect from Jersey. Um, I the only thing is that wow, they did run up the time. Considering that there was a lot of one more time calls and that we agree that shouldn't have been made.
Hmm.
You know, it just took forever. I mean, top 32 was
Yes.
a nightmare.
Yes. I
It was a
forgot about that.
nightmare. Almost every battle was a one more time.
Yeah.
Like at least half of them, it was just getting ridiculous. And like, don't get me wrong, one more times are exciting, and oh man, we get to see it again. Like it's a good battle, it's a close battle, or like, man, these two guys messed up. Pretty bad to the point where they got to go again. But at the same time, it's like, like I would like to see a clear call, clear cut call. Like especially when we see like, hey, that shouldn't have been a one more time.
Hmm.
Like, why are they wasting our time with this? And then top 32, the battles aren't as like crazy as top 16 and on. That's when like the show really gets going. But so like like there should be more clear cut winners in top 32
Yeah.
because
Well,
you're
let me
getting
let.
some of the better drivers in this series going up against the not so good drivers.
Hmm. Let
So
me.
it should just be pretty clear cut. Go
Do
ahead.
you think it's possible that like for some of the calls, the judges were like, "Well, let's just call it a one more time. Let's spare ourselves the possible controversy that could come from our decision. Let's just go one more time."
Oh, that's a possibility, but you and I have judged before, and some of these calls are hard to make because you know what's right, and even though it doesn't feel like it's right, and you know that you're gonna get a lot of flack for it. It happened to us several times, especially me. I had to deal with a lot of it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, what's your job? You know, are you uh, are you gonna make the right call, or or are you just making calls to make people happy, or what's happening here?
Yeah.
Like, it, just at the end of the day, there's a result, and and this is a problem that a lot of people have with the actual like organized tournament style drifting, where tandem battles and all that, because they're like, how the heck are they getting these people to as winners, or like who are they deciding on for what reason? And it's kind of hard to understand when you're a casual fan. Like, yo, I saw the other guy do better. How come he didn't win? You know. So
Well,
I
at least
think
they take that time at times to
Mhm.
explain to the people. They get on the mic and they're like, "Okay, well, this person won because of this," and that's been very beneficial in my opinion. Uh,
Yeah.
um, but again, one of the I think one key aspect that people tend to forget about is that, especially when you're especially when you're like judging a tandem competition, and that is that it's not one person that decides it. It's three individuals. So,
Right.
yes, this person won, but it was from a majority decision. So, and this really came this sort of issue was made more apparent to me when I went to judge the one of the Sebring events that we do
Yeah,
every year. It was a Sebring competition that we do. Um, Battle at the Bridge, which, by the way, that's happening again
yeah,
this August 24th. For more information, check out usdriftcircuit.com or check out the Facebook, facebook.com/usdriftcircuit. All the information is there regarding the event. If you want to drive, if you want to compete, if you want to spectate, definitely check it out if you're interested. That's usdriftcircuit.com. And no, I'm not sponsored, nor did I get paid for this. So hashtag not an ad. Wait, no. Hashtag ad. Hashtag not sponsored. Yeah, just got to get that out there. Obviously, for all the regulations and stuff like that. But in any case, going back to the topic at hand, uh, yeah, it was a situation where there was a call made, there was a decision that was made from a majority, yeah, from a majority, and then the driver came over to us to contest the call. And
yeah,
what was a bit amusing was that he went up to me and was like demanding an explanation, and I was like, "Haha, buddy, you don't have to convince me. I actually voted for you. I chose you as a victor. You gotta convince them
yeah,
to, to choose you as a victor because they're the ones that went for the other guy." And
yeah,
like for me, like it was sort of like a weird realization, like an on-the-spot realization that was like not only funny to me, but at the same time I was like, ah. And I think the other judges were surprised and weren't really expecting it, but they handled it, and the driver handled it, and in the end, he convinced the other judges. And it's sort of
yeah,
like a court system. You have to plead your case. If like you're innocent or you're being charged with a crime, you gotta basically like prove your case, bring your evidence, and be
yeah.
like, all right, well, you gotta convince your jury. You gotta get a majority in order to actually get the result that you want to get, and
Right.
that's what happened. So yeah, I feel like that's a key aspect that people forget. So when you have, for instance, it's beneficial that you have one of the judges come out and explain their decision, but it's not
Yeah,
going to the full extent of what uh it's not going to the full extent because we're not hearing from the other judges. We're not understanding like, okay, why did the other judges decide that, for instance, Aasbo was a victor? You get what I mean?
yeah. Right. And I agree with that. Uh, but then of course, then it's passing the mic around and just, and, taking up some time and stuff. Um, and I don't think the other guys just like being on the mic. To be honest, so
I
they
know you
probably
don't like
just
being on the mic,
opted out
so
of doing.
I'm sure if you were in the same
I'm not a big
situation, you were
fan of
like,
it.
bro, no, 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 get that away from me,
I don't like
no.
being on it, but if I have to explain a call, I have to do it. Then what's the big deal? Then just
Yeah.
do it. The thing is that yeah, I've had to make calls that I don't like, but you know what? That's the call. That's the right call in my opinion. Now the thing is like okay, how are the majority of the judges getting some of these calls so wrong? That's the problem. It's like why are they deciding on things that what are they seeing that we're not? You understand?
Yeah, I
Like,
get what you mean, but you gotta, okay. The part that I think needs to be more clear, and this is something that, again, through my own experience, I myself found out and I realized, is that the judges will have a different viewpoint from the drivers, from the spectators, from
yeah,
almost everybody else that's on the track. The judges will have a unique perspective, a unique viewpoint, and that
Yeah.
can lead to things that could be missed and from the judges, and the drive. I mean, and the other people can pick up on it. So I think the part that's not clear is how much is there of their judging is based on what they see themselves, and how much of it is based on what they see through the replays. Do you get what I mean?
Right. 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 Right.
Because, for instance, yeah, they could see some things from their own perspective, from their own eyes, but then there's certain sections, certain parts that they're not going to be able to see because of the angle that they're at, the smoke that's being uh, put out by the cars.
Generated.
Yeah. So
Right.
how much of it, how much weight is put into it? How much bias is put into the replays? Because then, if it's like focused primarily on the replays, then I mean maybe not. It could lead to like different decisions being made. But again, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but here's the thing: we're seeing the same replays that they are.
Yeah,
You understand? So,
but it goes back to
so if
how much of it is being based on the replays and how much of it is being based on what they see themselves.
yeah. So what I'm saying is like, if it's being based on the replays, then why are we getting some of the results that we're getting?
Yeah, and I
That,
completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it should be
yeah.
almost like one to one with what we see and what they
Yeah.
see, and but who knows?
Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Good.
Final
Good. Good.
thoughts.
Good. 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 Final thoughts. Yeah, Jersey was a controversial event in most aspects. It was still entertaining to watch, as it usually is anyway. There's always some drama going on, some craziness going on with the drivers and the cars and everything. And I just hope that Seattle can clean up some aspects of the judging and well, we didn't talk about the change up in the points in the championship points. Now Frederick Aasbo is leading the championship as opposed to Odie in the for the past three events.
Hmm.
So I mean, there's a change going, and then you also have James Dean that's not out of it yet. And we all know that if he decides to turn up the wick, we might we might see him really get another run at it, and it'll be kind of neat to see a three consecutive time champion. But we never had that before.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to in the rest of the season.
Shoot.
Uh, I've also heard that JTP is supposed to be debuting a new car either this round or the one after.
Mm.
So whether it's another Mustang or whatever, he hasn't really said much, but he said that he's trying to develop another car.
Hmm.
Considering that he got a 100-point run, I don't know why he would want to get out of that Mustang.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
mean, he should be doing 100-point runs in every other track now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we were gonna, we were on track to have that this year because I mean, at every event we've had at least one driver hit 99 points at every track,
Yeah.
and the track I thought that was the two tracks I thought that was gonna be really hard at were Atlanta and Jersey because of all the challenges that those tracks bring.
Yeah.
Considering that Atlanta is, not exactly two or three turns. It's it's got elevation change. It's got a lot of stuff that really you have to be focused on as a driver. And then you have Jersey, which has that bump coming down from the bank, and then you have
Haha.
it. I think it has like 4 or 5 transitions in the whole track. That's so there's a lot that can go wrong at that track. And but we're getting every event. We're getting 99-point runs, and we got one with 100 points. So I mean, this is shaping up to be some crazy stuff, man,
Oh shoot.
this year. Yeah, it's all good.
Well, my final thoughts are I can't help but be reminded of something that Hibino 86 says almost every year, and that is
Oh
that,
my god.
well, you might appreciate what I have to say. Now
I might.
something that he says every year, from what I recall, is that he'll say that, oh, the first couple of events they get the judging right, but they always have to like screw it up in one of the like middle events. Like in the middle of the season, they always have to like
Yeah,
get an event or two to like screw the whole judging thing up, and it just pisses me off. I mean,
that is true.
I don't know if he says to that point, but I do, but I can't help but be reminded of it because every year he tells me that, and I guess every year it happens. So, and it's happening again. Um,
Well, here's the funny thing. Every year, it's normally the Florida event that gets it all screwy,
yeah.
and now it wasn't Florida, it was Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty interesting that they change that up. But yes, it happens all the time. There will be 1 or 2 events every year where it's just like, are they really trying to shake up the points? Are they trying to make things interesting? Are they writing a script? For these results to happen like this,
Yeah.
it's kind of it's kind of annoying to see. I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks to see somebody run away with a championship. You know,
Yeah.
because we haven't had a real tight championship battle in a few years, like what we did years ago, like in 2011 or 2012. We had at the final round we had 7 contenders,
Yeah.
7 contenders
Mm-hmm.
for the championship in the final round. I mean, that's a drama right there. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome. That's awesome to watch. But
That's almost soap opera level of
it,
material there.
exactly. But it's like it's almost as if it was written to be that way. And these last few years hasn't been that way. There are certain drivers that are kind of running away with it. But I feel like the drivers that were doing exceptionally well in the first 2 rounds have kind of fallen off just a little bit, and the guys who were kind of like falling off in those first 2 rounds are now the ones picking it up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Odie had won the first 2 rounds, and then all of a sudden he's getting knocked out in the top 8 or top 16. So like he's starting to fall down. But then you got Aasbo that's podium 3 times this year, actually.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, and he's won one. No, he's won 2. Yeah, he won 2 of them, right? No, he won 1. Sorry.
No, you're
Yeah,
good.
he won Atlanta, and then you got Ryan Turk. He's podium twice. I'm gonna say this: I would like to see Ryan Turk actually win the championship because it would mean a lot considering what he went through with his car in the first round,
Oh
and now
yeah,
he's
forgot about that. Yeah.
he didn't he qualified, but he didn't compete. So he lost a lot of points. So if he were to come back and win the championship like that would be a big statement. Uh, he of a good thing, a good talking point towards his skill and towards his determination to winning. So I mean that would be awesome. I would like to see that. Um, but it's not over yet. We just got through the first 4 events. Now it's the second half of the season. There's a lot that can still happen, and like I said, we cannot count out James Dean. He's podiumed twice in a row now.
Yeah.
He's on and he didn't have the nitrous last weekend.
Oh.
His car, yeah, yeah. So if he's driving that well to get podiums with a car that's not 100%, watch out when he has a good running car, man. He's gonna he's
So
he's gonna he's gonna come for it now. I I'm calling it where he's gonna win in Seattle. I'm calling that.
oh
I could
god.
be wrong, but that's my call.
We're doing that now? All right, fine. I call Patrick Gooden.
Okay, be serious.
Hey, 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 all right? That man has a
Hey,
lot of
whatever,
love,
man.
has a lot going for him. He has the perfect car, a car that's dialed in
He has it.
tune with his emotions, with his driving, with his skills, with his abilities, that he could go all the way if he wanted to. But I think he's holding back a bit because he doesn't want the spotlight to be shining on him throughout the whole time. Just enough to probably get
um,
another sponsor or two.
hey, look, man. He's doing well. You know, I'm I'm happy for him, I guess. um, but I mean, like, I think it's time for him to step up and start making it past the top 16. Actually, no, he made it to grade 8 in Atlanta. Now that I remember, because he beat Chelsea, which I was so mad about. But anyway,
Mm.
uh, but
Well, if
he's driving well.
maybe with enough time and with enough wins, they'll actually reserve. He'll have his own dedicated umbrella girl.
Yeah, maybe. Uh, I don't know why he doesn't have one. But I don't want to comment on this. I'm gonna say something mean. Anyway,
Well, maybe the applications aren't open yet, and once they do,
maybe
I'll be sure to pass it over to you so you could apply.
so I could be his umbrella girl.
Yeah,
I
why
don't think
not?
anybody wants to see me in a mini skirt.
Hey, who says you have to be in a miniskirt? Your job is just to hold the umbrella. That's it. Oh, and smile for the
Hey,
cameras too.
they all wear mini skirts or tight pants, and I'm a mini skirt guy,
It's not a requirement, okay?
and I don't believe in shaving my legs.
Ugh, God. Oh, and here's another final thought that I have, is that what they should do, that they should consider, is that whenever a driver is gonna go and contest a call, or yeah, basically contest a decision, challenge a decision, they should have some cameras around, have a freaking gavel and a podium, and then have it like court TV. Dun, 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 dun. Today on New Jersey, we have the case of Formula Drift versus Von Gittin Jr. Von Gittin, being the defendant, is stating his case for why he feels he was robbed of a victory. Yeah, and you have Jared Dienda as like the security guy. I
Oh
no,
man,
no. Actually,
actually,
I take it back. No, Ryan Sage is the security guy,
yeah,
and
dude,
Jared
he's the
Dienda.
buff bald guy.
Yeah. Oh, perfect, perfect. And Jared Dienda, of course, is the person that interviews the people after they finish, after they get their verdict.
Yeah, that would be funny. Um, but yeah,
Well,
those
I
are
guess
my
that
final thoughts, and
Nicolette girls will be out of a job pretty soon. Now that Jared will be doing the interviews.
yeah, that's true.
Uh, but let's see what happens. Where is the next event going to take place?
Seattle or Monroe, Washington. I believe it's July 20th. Hang on, let me look it up.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see. That's not the app that I need to look up.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's see, calendar. Yeah, I believe it's July 19th and 20th. Uh, and that's gonna be in Monroe, Washington, or they call it Seattle.
Yeah.
And it's a big. It starts off on the big oval, very high speed entry. They're usually going between 90 and 100 miles an hour on entry,
Hmm.
and it's a big sweeper in the first part, and then it starts tightening up, and it's a real interesting track, especially for tandem, because it's constantly slowing down. So the tandems are usually pretty tight there, and yeah, it's gonna be an entertaining round. I would think so. Um, I yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
everything goes well. And
It'll be entertaining if you end up agreeing with all the calls.
yeah,
Oh crap!
yeah. Uh, hopefully, hopefully they don't have any more of this drama going on. Hopefully it's more drama, uh, between good driving. Where they're really splitting hairs. Don't get me wrong. Not that the driving in Jersey was bad. I mean, there was some excellent driving there. It's just, so the calls just didn't. Some of them didn't make sense to me. But hey, man, can't win them all.
Indeed. Unlike Toyota, who decided to win it all, and again, congratulations to them on winning the was it again? I'm sorry, the 86th running of the Le Mans 24 Hours race.
Oh,
Congratulations.
it was the 86th running, huh?
Oh, how fitting! Wow.
Yeah. It would have
Oh,
been cool if they would have had an 86 running
yeah. No, well,
in the 86th running.
yeah. Just one final tidbit before we end this. They
Hmm.
So apparently there's a tradition where the victor of the previous race hands off the trophy to, I guess, the grandstands or whatever the heck for display, whatever.
Yeah.
So the two other guys, they were originally, from what I hear, they were originally going to use a convertible 2000 GT. I think the only one ever made
Yeah.
for that presentation, but apparently they couldn't get it. They couldn't bring it over because of fear of rain, and of course what it does to the cars and yada yada yada. So what they decided to do is they grabbed a vehicle from one of the employees of, I think, Toyota Team Europe and or the
Yeah.
Toyota Germany group. I don't know, whatever. So basically, they grabbed one of the employees' cars, and that car ended up being I believe, is a 1986 Toyota Celica convertible.
No way.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, ah,
Okay.
ah, that's
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Ah. It made
That's
me laugh
awesome.
too. I
Heck
was
yeah.
like, what is this damn Celica doing here? It does not belong here. But hey, they made it work.
Heck yeah. I'd rather see that than any new car.
Ugh, freaking.
Anyway.
Yeah, boy, that was great. I'm sure we could have, covered more, but I think we covered enough.
Yeah, we did.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, we'll see you around.